Anthony Albanese's decision to cut staff for the crossbench is an attack on democracy to avoid scrutiny. In the 46th Parliament, there were 563 bills, over 30,000 pages to read, understand, digest and consult. These boxes represent 30,000 pages of legislation. An explanatory memorandum accompanies each bill, adding about an additional 30,000 pages. So all of these boxes here, double them. Then parliamentary committee reports. Here's one on helping people with autism, 439 pages. In the first 6 months of 2022, parliamentary committees released over 4,100 pages of reports. That's just part of what Parliament releases. There's more. Reports from government departments and agencies about how they're spending your money, our money. Here's a report from the ACCC on the Murray-Darling Basin, 709 pages. There's 186 other federal government agencies publishing reports multiple times a year. Yet every backbencher in the Labor Party has access to 481 parliamentary staff working to further the Labor Party, plus access to thousands of departmental public servants. The previous Labor-Greens Gillard government reportedly employed 150 journalists to spin and hide the truth. The Liberal Nationals have access to hundreds of staff. Now, without consultation, Anthony Albanese decided my advisors will be cut by 3 to just 1 to make sense of every piece of legislation. And my job is to represent and serve you as a taxpayer and as a citizen, to try and wade through all of this and hold the government accountable. The range of issues is huge, and no single person could ever be across all of the legislation to make an informed decision. No crossbench senator can do it on their own. Specialist advisors are necessary to help us wade through the government BS, help find solutions to get the country back on track, and cover and respond to the issues of the 5.3 million Queensland constituents that I'm selected to represent. Advisors do work that electorate officers simply cannot do. The Prime Minister's surprise decision seems purposeful to ensure the crossbench cannot scrutinise what the government is doing. The Prime Minister's suggested alternative is the Parliamentary Library that can never do what having advisors working closely alongside me are able to do. The parliamentary librarians are excellent, yet cannot replicate the consultation with constituents and businesses that my advisors and I carry out. Library staff cannot bring the experience, the skills and perspectives that my carefully selected advisors bring. I need the best advice on which to base my voting intentions, my Senate estimates questions, my parliamentary committee work, preparation of my own legislation, amendments, speeches and media responses. We don't need a cookie-cutter response from the Parliamentary Library telling all crossbench senators how to vote. That's not the purpose of debate. I have an amazing team of electoral officers, and they work across electorate and parliamentary business. Yet librarians don't and cannot do the work of the highly skilled advisors. Librarians cannot advise me in the middle of a debate when the government or the LNP or the Greens suddenly raise an amendment that has to be evaluated. My office is often acknowledged and appreciated and complimented for our responsiveness to our 5.3 million Queensland constituents, whether through the telephone, via email or social media. At the same time, I'm often praised for my Senate work, and the reason I've been so effective is because of my highly skilled advisors. These professionals bring a depth of knowledge no one senator could have. Through our work shining a light on waste and corruption, we're saving Australians billions of dollars, and we have the potential to save trillions of dollars in adverse consequences of Liberal, Labor, Nationals mismanagement. Can you understand now that our advisors bring enormous value to our democracy and enable me to serve you properly? The Labor Prime Minister's electorate of Grainler is about 3 kilometres across, with 110,000 voters in an area of just 32 square kilometres. A typical Teals electorate is about 4 kilometres across, with 110,000 voters in around 52 square kilometres. My electorate is Queensland, 2,800 kilometres from north to south, 2,000 kilometres east to west, with 4 million voters in an area of 1.9 million square kilometres. 36 times the number of voters in an area almost 60,000 times greater, covering many diverse climate, geographical, economic, industrial and cultural regions. The Prime Minister is in effect silencing robust and informed debate on legislation. These are not constructive working arrangements he's giving us. This is annihilation of an informed and savvy crossbench. That's not democracy. 1/3 of Australians voted for voices other than the major parties. For your voice to be respected and heard, the advisor allocation needs to be immediately restored.